Hello, everyone. Welcome to Divine Conversations. My name is Eric. Thank you so much for tuning in. So we've got our weekly twin flame energetic check-in here, and I'm going to keep it with how I did it last time. So we're doing a mirror reading. So we're going to be looking at how the divine feminine energies and the divine masculine energies are currently mirroring each other, what the dynamic is between the twins right now, or at least, whenever you watch this reading, because this is it's a general reading, yes, but it's also a collective reading and a timeless reading. So whenever you're guided to watch this and it resonates for you, then this is most likely something that's going on for you right now, something that or at least something you'll be able to pull at least some messages from in terms of guidance on your path. Keep in mind, as with all twin flame readings and whatnot, we highly, highly recommend that you work on seeing how this resonates within you, okay? Sure, it's entirely possible that you could get a look into what it could be going on with someone specifically in the external world, someone external to you. However, it is highly recommended that you try and see how this resonates within you. So we're going to be looking at the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies. Everybody has masculine and feminine energy within. We all have some sort of balance of that, even though we may physically resonate strongly or more dominantly with one side of the spectrum more than the other. We all still have these energies. So even if you are, we'll say if you're the feminine here and you're struggling with masculine energy, you can definitely look at this as a way to kind of understand what could be going on with you and how you could be healing. And the same with the feminine. If you're more masculine and you're struggling with the feminine energies, you can look at the feminine side to see how it could potentially resonate with you and what healing and guidance you can take from that. So here is a collective reading in form of my mirror spread. I am feeling like I want to do more readings for Patreon, keeping in line with what I did last time, which turned out to be more of a look at the situation from the masculine perspective versus and then also from the feminine perspective. This reading is more of a perspective from the outside looking in. When I get into that round of the feminine perspective and the masculine perspective, that's going to be from the inside, more intimately with the masculine or feminine energies. Those readings are going to be found on Patreon. If you're not already part of my Patreon tribe, I guess you could say, that is available. The link is in the description box below. So look out for that. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to do those other readings right after this one, but I feel it coming. So stay tuned. Yeah? All right, everyone. So let's just get straight into this and see what we have for the collective in this round. Hi, Spirit. Please make me a clear channel for the collective at this time. Please bring forward the best messages to serve the highest good of all involved. Please give us a clear and accurate representation of what is going on within the divine masculine energies represented by the deck on the left and the divine feminine energies represented by the deck on the right. And please show us how they are interacting with each other, both physically and non-physically, how they could be mirroring each other, and any messages and guidance that you have for the Twin Flame Collective at this time. Thank you so much, Spirit. All right, guys, we're going to start by shuffling the energies for the Divine Masculine Collective, and I'm only going to give both decks 3 shuffles this time. So let's see what we've got here. For the Divine Masculine, 1, 2. For the Divine Masculine Collective, and 3. All right. We'll cut the deck. Alrighty. Masculine, divine masculine energies are set. I'll set it here. And next we're going to shuffle the divine feminine energies, and then we're going to start there. All right. So let's see. For the divine feminine, 3 shuffles. 1, 2, for the Divine Feminine Collective. All right. Let's get into this here. All right. Overall energy for the Divine Feminine Collective at this point. We have the Hierophant. Oh, wow. It's interesting because what I'm hearing for this Divine Feminine is that there's a message of you being the master of your own domain, which typically would be represented by the Emperor, but you're in a very strong teaching position right now. There's a higher level perspective that you have adhered to, is what I'm hearing. And now from 555 on the counter, and now from that place of acceptance of the new higher level or the new higher perspective you have integrated into, you're setting an example for others around you. You're very much in teaching mode right now, and this could very well be teaching the Divine Masculine. I feel like you're holding this position of strong boundaries. There's a strong level of discipline here. Very much silent. I feel like you're in this energy right now of remaining silent in order to teach a lesson, but this is not from a spiteful perspective. It's from a perspective of the fact of you understanding exactly what needs to happen right now and holding to that, staying firm in your beliefs, staying firm in your vision, staying firm in the foundation that you've built for yourself, and teaching the masculine I'm hearing the need for service. Teaching how important it is to be of service at this time in human history. It's interesting because the counterpart to the Hierophant is the High Priestess, and I'm feeling a very strong secrecy, or just keeping your mouth shut, or just not really sharing. I'm feeling that energy, but it's coming through as the Hierophant for you, Divine Feminine, because you understand just how important it is to keep to yourself. I'm hearing to keep your mouth shut. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. And that actually may be the energy that you have settled into. It's like, no, I need to keep my mouth shut right now. For the highest good of all is what I'm hearing. I just need to stay to myself, very much a hermit energy, stay to myself, not communicate with the external counterpart. Very selective of the people that you associate with. There could be an energy of people seeing you as hoity-toity, of thinking you're like a very much maybe looking at you from an outside perspective as like holier than thou, but that's really not the energy that you're embodying, and you understand that, but they may not see it clearly. So there could be some people maybe trying to say knock you off your high horse because of this, but it's not bothering you. You're not letting it affect you. If it is affecting you, it's not affecting you that much, because again, there is a higher understanding that you have here that is allowing you to stay in this perspective, this point of view. Okay. Underneath the Hierophant, oh, look at that. You have the Two of Cups. Teaching the counterpart a lesson is what I'm hearing. Okay. Underneath the Two of Cups, wow. Justice. And underneath Justice is, yes, indeed, the Ace of Swords. Look at all of that, Divine Feminine. Yeah, it's very interesting. This could be bittersweet for you. That is very much a message that has been, or at least a narrative that has been in the collective consciousness for a hot second, I guess we'll say. But there's a level here of what I just heard is finally understanding what it means to be the Divine Feminine or the Divine Masculine in this situation. And I think Divine Feminine, you have an understanding of both sides of the equation right now, or at least a greater understanding than you have had in the past. And this is allowing you to, I'm hearing, quote, cordon yourself off, is allowing you to be accepting of cordoning yourself off, of holding your own, of keeping your mouth shut, of keeping the record straight, maybe in your own head. I don't really feel like you're even trying to communicate with people. What I just heard is communication is kind of unnecessary right now, because it could potentially just turn into an ego battle. And from this higher perspective, divine feminine, especially with the Ace of Swords here, you're like, nope, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. This Ace of Swords, I mean, there's also a deeper understanding of the connection between you and the divine masculine. And it's because of that stronger, deeper understanding that you are much more comfortable with, I kind of even want to say, allowing yourself to keep your distance here. You understand that this distance between the two of you, or this lesson that's being learned by you staying to yourself, you keeping quiet, you keeping your distance, is actually allowing you guys to come together, because in fact, with Justice and the Two of Cups, it is balancing out the scales. Again, this could be very, very bittersweet for you. For some of you, you're just now getting into this level of understanding, and you're dealing with a sort of grieving process surrounding that. For others of you, you've been in this understanding or this energy for a long time, and there's still a little bit of grief, and yet it's easier for you to deal with. It's not so cutting. It's not so painful. And what helps it not be so painful, maybe in the way that it was in the past, is the understanding of exactly what's going on, and or at least exactly what is necessary at this moment. Even if you don't even quite understand how things are going to come together, there is a level of faith involved, because the Hierophant can represent faith. There are other cards. There's another deck. I believe it's a deck by Ciro Marchetti, and I don't remember the name of the deck right now, but the Hierophant card is actually labeled or named faith, because the Hierophant can represent religion and spirituality, yes, but more so religion and indoctrination and all that kind of stuff, which does take a level of faith, okay? You're very much in teaching mode now, and this could even be a situation where the spirit and the universe are kind of forcing you into this. Right? There are ways that that the universe, they have their ways of keeping you cordoned off, keeping you quarantined. Ooh, too soon? Yikes. You know, that kind of thing. And you're allowing this to happen. And by you allowing this to happen, I'm hearing steady progress is being made with your divine masculine, even if you cannot quite see it right now. Now, others of you could be entertaining a new love, a new partnership. I don't feel like it's anything serious right now if that is happening. I feel like it's actually more of a preliminary situation. You know, you, the divine feminine, being in your power and in your strength, you're kind of like testing the waters here. You could be out dating, just having fun. I don't feel like anything is too serious right now. And it's not, absolutely not, because you're like, oh, what if my divine masculine comes back? It's like, there might be a little bit of that energy, but the strong teaching element that the Hierophant is bringing forward is like, nope, that doesn't matter. Whether my masculine is coming back or not, it really doesn't matter. I'm living my life, and thus that is bringing even more justice into your situation, okay? I mean, whatever is going on for you right now, I just feel like things are super, super balanced in your life, regardless of how it may look on the surface. And your ego might be kind of flaring up here or there, but there is a strong sense of solid foundation within you that is holding it down, okay? And I don't mean like holding your ego down, or I mean like just holding down the fort, all right? All right, divine feminine, first set of surrounding energies for you, the World. Wow, there is a strong level of completion here that's happening for you, and this has more to do than with just your divine masculine counterpart in the external. There's a lot coming down right now, and it's almost what I'm seeing is like the Tower, like a tower moment, and yet at this point it's not being struck. it's at this point that actually things are really just kind of crumbling. And so the tower may have been struck a while ago, or it may have just been stricken, right? But it's an ongoing process. It's not necessarily an immediate process. The structure, the what's the word I'm looking for? Constitution of the structure, the integrity. There we go. The integrity of whatever is crumbling around you, whatever is changing, falling away in your life, the integrity of that structure has already been compromised. And so now we're in this ongoing process of allowing it to just fall away. And yes, it is an extended process. And it feels like it's such an extended process because this was such a strong structure. And what do I mean by structure? Belief system, the setup of your reality, the nature of your reality, how things have been working in your reality up until now, specific relationships, career paths, jobs, family structures, even your living space. I mean, everything in your life is almost as if your life has been flipped upside down. However, with this Hierophant energy at the very beginning, the very first overall energy for you, there is a sense of not panicking because there is a higher understanding, very similar to the High Priestess energy, but it's coming through again as the Hierophant because there is a lesson to be learned here. There is action to be taken. I guess you could say that from the masculine perspective because the Hierophant does represent the masculine aspect of this spiritual nature to the feminine counterpart, which would be the High Priestess. Okay, but order, structure, and form. So Divine Feminine, I really feel like you're taking a very masculine point of view to whatever is going on right now, but it is necessary. You're allowing it to happen. You're willing to allow it to happen because you understand how necessary it is. The world is coupled with the Seven of the Seven of Pentacles. This is so powerful, you guys, because I'm feeling the Seven of Pentacles for you, Divine Feminine, is a level of conscious surrender, looking at the overarching cycles, the overarching view, the higher perspective point of view, taking the larger perspective, taking everything into account, taking stock, owning up to your own parts of this, understanding why other things have happened in this, or the ways and why things have happened in this, but looking at the current circumstances and saying, yeah, this is not enough. This is not the harvest that any of us were really truly desiring to look for. Yeah, okay, I understand we all made these contracts and agreements to come in here under these certain circumstances and live in this certain way, but ultimately we did that so we could grow and learn, so that we could see exactly what was wrong here. We could see the discrepancies and make a change. Seven of Pentacles is my card of learning through the contrast. And let me tell you, there's been a hell of a lot of contrast up until this point. It doesn't, and this is so large picture point of view that you're even taking into account situations and circumstances and the way things worked out in past, or should I say parallel lifetimes. And I say parallel lifetimes because everything is happening at once, okay? Time is an illusion. So many of us call past lifetimes are actually just parallel lifetimes. Okay, fine. But you're taking into account all kinds of different things that have happened over a span of millions and millions of lifetimes. It's not, and this is also on a collective scale. So it's not just you specifically, or it's not just your soul or the history of your soul specifically. This is everyone. Okay, this is looking at things from a point of view, from a we're all one perspective, and seeing how things have turned out, seeing the lessons that have been learned, or at least that have been put before us throughout these circumstances, and saying, okay, it's time to make that change. How do I make that change? I follow the structure, the Hierophant. The structure that has been laid out before you at this point. Not past structure. Yes, we're talking about a new structure. There's that tower energy again. But still, there is a set way or a set plan or a system by which this is going to work. And you're finally settling into that, Divine Feminine. for good reason. You're ready to settle into it for good reason. Again, Seven of Pentacles, understanding, learning through the contrast, leaving behind the cycles, leaving behind what I like to call the Einstein's definition of an insanity, of doing something over and over and over again and expecting a different result. There's also another understanding here of saying, look, the masculine is never really going to change if we, their counterpart, the feminine, don't change. So what do? We fall in line, the Hierophant, with what the universe is guiding us towards. Not what the three-dimensional world is guiding us towards, but what the structure that the universe has laid out for us. Second set of surrounding energies for you, Divine Feminine, we have, the Eight of Wands. Things are moving quickly. Much quicker than you might imagine, much quicker than actually you may be able to perceive of right now. I'm hearing you're going in the right direction. Just keep moving, Divine Feminine. Okay? And it could very well be that you're moving at such light speed that you really don't see what's going on around you. It's just one big blur. Oof, that makes, whoa. Yeah, it is one big blur right now, isn't it, Divine Feminine? Oh, man. But that's okay. Don't worry about it, because the structure and order is in place. The universe has got you. And you're not afraid of that. You're really very much like, all right, let's just go with the flow here. Divine Feminine, you are very much going with the flow here, Eight of Wands. And it's very similar to the Chariot energy. Yes, the Eight of Wands can be seen as a minor arcana version of the Chariot. Okay, but with the Chariot, you have a level of control here. With the Eight of Wands, you're not in control. You're just letting the universe take you as it will. And that's a good thing, because it's always going to leave you in the right place. Just make sure that you're doing your best to stay in the best vibration that you possibly can, as much as you possibly can, okay? Because that is going to help you. Eight of Wands is coupled with, there you go, the Page of Pentacles, or at least in this deck, it's the Princess. But this is my level up card. This is my new reality card. This is my reaching the next phase and moving on. Taking, obviously, yes, with the Seven of Pentacles here, taking everything that you've learned with you and moving forward with it to make something better, to plant new seeds, to nurture new growth. But you're very much at the beginning of stages of this right now, which is okay. Do not let that discourage you, because yes, you're in a new level, you're in a new phase, but you have grown into this new level. You have not lost anything from the past. You have not wasted time. Nothing has gone to waste. Everything has absolutely happened for a reason. And it's from this point of view, very free, very clear. You're not really attached to too much unnecessarily, right? But from this place, I mean, you're moving. Your challenge right now, Divine Feminine. There's the Tower energy, all right? Allowing things to fall away. You do not have control over this, Divine Feminine. But it's okay. You don't need to have control. And I feel like there's even a sense of relief here, that it's like, oh, thank God, I don't have to be in control of this. Divine Feminine, you never had to be in control of this. The universe has always had your back, will always have your back. And don't think that you've done anything wrong. Again, you have grown. You have grown out of this super strong egoic point of view, and you're now in this new reality. Again, you might be dealing with some ego flares, but that's just residual. That's just you settling. And don't get me wrong, guys, you are never going to be without your ego while you're in this physical three-dimensional existence, while you're in this physical incarnation. So this ego is going to follow you everywhere you go. So any new level that you reach, okay, your ego might freak out a little bit here or there, but it's all about getting it under control, and I feel like you have a stronger ability to do that right now. You might be struggling with it. But the tower is crumbling around you. It's not your fault. You haven't done anything wrong. It's necessary. It's freeing you. The tower is coupled with, there you go, the Eight of Pentacles. This might seem like an oxymoron. Some of you might get really upset by hearing this, or maybe even triggered, but the tower is falling because of the work you've done on yourself. Now, the other challenge here is to continue working, continuing doing your work, continuing your craftsmanship, continuing bettering yourself, all that good stuff, continuing your consistency as the tower is falling. And I totally 100% understand the struggle here. The struggle is, in fact, quite real. Spirit will be there for you as much as you can, as much as it possibly can, which will be always, which is way more than you could even imagine. Be gentle with yourself, but your challenge here is to keep the consistency as the tower falls. I get it. Be easy on yourself, though. If you need to rest, if you need to take a break, a timeout, okay, that's fine. Now, I am seeing the Eight of Pentacles is representative of the universe doing a lot of work to help you rebuild, or to help this new structure take hold, or to help whatever new is coming into your life, or to help whatever is falling away just move out of the way for you. So you might want to take a break. You might want to take a rest. But again, the challenge is getting through this and allowing the tower to crumble. Closing message or potential outcome for you, Divine Feminine. The Ten of Wands. This might feel really burdensome. I'm hearing, when is this plight ever going to be over? Things might be getting a little easier around you. You might have a situation where you know you're moving very quickly. But I'm looking at this as, this is you looking off into the future and being like, God, we still have so much work to do. You're probably feeling really overburdened. I kind of just want to tell you, Divine Feminine, just to rest. Rest as much as you possibly can. Ten of Wands is coupled with, there it is, the Nine of Swords. Yikes. Yikes. Yeah. You are really bogged down right now. I mean, I understand that you're in this higher perspective here, but being in this higher perspective probably isn't making your outlook any easier. I get it, guys. I get it. I have this other deck here because I want to get a little bit of clarifying, or a little bit of guidance from Spirit in terms of this for you, Divine Feminine. Ten of Wands and the Nine of Swords. It's like, how is this ever going to work? Looking off into the future and being like, oh my God, we still have so much more work to do. And a lot of it falls on the shoulders of the Divine Masculine collective at this point. Obviously, the feminine still has some work to do on her own, sure, but the masculine has a lot to work to do too, and he's barely even been scratching the surface at it. But like, whatever. But you see, you're looking at this, you're looking off into the distance. It's like, if it's been this difficult just to get the masculine to shape up or to do what it is that he needs to do, how the hell are we ever going to get here? And Spirit's like, don't worry about it. I got you. Just stay in your cordoned off space. Okay? Stay in that Hierophant energy, that Hierophant understanding. Last shuffle. All right. Just some guidance here, please, Spirit, for the Divine Feminine in terms of the Ten of Wands and the Nine of Swords. Queen of Cups. That's enough. Okay. Ooh, with the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This is kind of feeling like the Divine Masculine energy. With the King of Cups, we're going to get into the Divine Masculine in just a second. Don't worry. But it's almost, I'm feeling like with this King of Cups energy, the Divine Masculine is reaching out to the Divine Feminine, like saying, please help me. And Spirit is saying, look, you just got to stay in your compassionate, understanding, even psychically intuitive Queen of Cups energy. And the psychic connection, telepathic connection is probably really, really difficult for you right now. It's actually probably really strong. Okay, you could be feeling the Divine Masculine pulling at you, but keep what the Queen of Cups also talks about: boundaries. Maintain your boundaries with him. What else do we have? The Six of Swords and the Magician. Yep. So here's the thing, Divine Feminine. You are absolutely allowed to create your own reality. You are allowed to move forward from rough waters to calmer waters. You are allowed to be the master magician and manifest for yourself. So also, this King of Cups energy is representing emotional responsibility, emotional maturity. Looking at the situation and saying, look, you know what? This is what I have to do for us right now. So Divine Feminine, like I said, you are kind of taking a masculine approach here. Rooted and centered in your compassion, your unconditionally loving nature and energy, sure, of course. But on the surface, you're like, nope. I have to be emotionally responsible here. I can no longer allow myself to entertain situations that are not of my highest good. Period. End of story. That's all there is to it. Woo! Alrighty. So, let's look into the divine masculine energies now. First, overall energy, we're starting you off divine masculine with the Four of Cups. And the first thing I hear about this is the rejection is real. The rejection is real. Because I really feel like the divine masculine is in this feeling rejected, feeling this unrequited love energy, and is kind of over there looking at the divine feminine, just completely ignore this cup that the divine masculine is trying to send to her. But most of the reason why she's ignoring this cup is because she's kind of conditioned by past circumstances. She's not putting herself in a position to be emotionally manipulated anymore. You're going to have to do more, says the divine feminine, than just sweet whisper sweet nothings in my ear. Like, you got to follow that up with some action. But the divine masculine is not feeling ready for this. Doesn't feel like you can really give the divine feminine what she's truly worthy of, what is necessary. And this could be creating a downward spiral for you, divine masculine, because recognizing that you're missing the divine feminine, missing her energy, missing her love, missing her care, even though it's not completely gone, she's retracted from you. Recognizing what you would need to do, or who you would need to be, or how you would need to show up, how you would need to conduct yourself in order to even receive this love from her again. But it's not even like that, because it's more than that, because that's just the tip of the iceberg. The divine masculine wants more than just that attention. And the divine masculine knows he's not going to be able to get that attention without getting the full package. But he doesn't know if he can do that. I'm hearing he doesn't even know. You don't even know, divine masculine. You don't even see how that could ever even work in the current structure. Well, if you look at it this way, around the divine feminine energies, that structure is crumbling. So this is also for you, divine masculine. This is a recognition of looking at the three cups around you. Okay, this could represent the Three of Cups energy. This could represent the Ace of Cups energy. This Ace of Cups could very well be the memory, I'm feeling, of the love the divine feminine was constantly giving to you. And then divine masculine, looking at these three cups around you, social conditioning, the hive mind, society, social structures, blah, 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 whatnot, whatever, third party energies, if you want to call it that. And saying, how could I ever take this cup of love when I have all this stuff around me? Underneath the Four of Cups, is the Four of Swords. Okay, so contemplation. That's a good thing. Or at least it has the potential of being a good thing. However, divine masculine, I feel like you're just being silent. You're not really making any moves right now. It could very well be that you're procrastinating. It could very well be that you're just sitting around looking at all the energy around you saying, well, there's nothing I can do about it. That could be one perspective that you're bouncing around in your head. The other perspective is sitting around looking at, observing, becoming consciously aware of what's going on around you. And how the divine feminine feels about you is what I just heard. Interesting. Underneath the Four of Swords, is the King of Pentacles. Underneath the King of Pentacles, yep, look at that. There's the mirroring, the Ten of Wands. And it's interesting because what I was just about to say about the King of Pentacles was you could be very, very well rooted. Very fine. You could have found a lot of financial success in your life up until this point. And that may have been your goal, right? But that was from a three-dimensional egoic point of view. And I just feel like this King of Pentacles is so burdened. Look at that. Ace of Swords underneath that is so burdened by what he has around him. He's not sure he's ever going to be able to break free. But you see, here's the thing about that, you guys, or divine masculine, because look, now you have the Ace of Swords underneath this too, underneath the Ten of Wands. So I really feel like this is a moment for you, divine masculine, to understand, to really see the burdens that are surrounding you, to really see how you have, in fact, taken the action steps to root yourself where you find yourself. Now, you have this Ace of Swords, which is the clarity. The truth shall set you free, Divine Masculine. This is that sword of truth and knowledge and wisdom and understanding that's going to be able to cut you free from all of these burdens. Now, going back to the Divine Feminine energies then, Divine Feminine, you could be very well aware of, like I said, the Divine Masculine is burdened by, it has all these burdens. How the hell are we ever going to do this? And thus that could be influencing you, Six of Swords with the Magician, to manifest a way to move forward, away from all of these burdens, away from all the strife. Okay? Whew. All right, Divine Masculine. First set of surrounding energies for you. The Devil. I'm hearing fear and anxiety, but this really also is representing all of the conditioning or the codependency, toxicity, all that binds you. I mean, I'm trying... the Devil is coupled with... Oh, good. Look, more mirroring the Six of Swords. Okay. So Divine Masculine, you're definitely in an energy of setting yourself free, of moving on from the toxicity, moving on from the codependence even. This could very well be drugs or alcohol. I am feeling like someone may be getting themselves into rehab somehow. Okay. Now, it doesn't have to be that. You know, Spirit just gave me the image of, or the feeling of rehab. So maybe you're not really addicted to drugs or alcohol, or maybe it's not to the point where you actually have to be inpatient, outpatient, rehab center, you know, situation. But there is a level of detox. There is a level of moving away from some sort of toxicity. This could be what you're facing. This could be really what you need to do. You really could be aware of this at that point. And yet I'm feeling tension. I'm feeling resistance. It's small. So it's either within a small percentage of whomever it is I'm channeling for, or there's this small part of you that's really fighting against this. However, I feel like there's a much larger part of you that is pushing for you to move forward in some way, and thus I do feel like that energy is going to win out. Now, it could very well be, since you have two Six of Swords here, right, one on the Divine Feminine, one on the Divine Masculine side, in terms of these burdens or this toxic energy, it could very well be your Divine Feminine moving away from you, separating herself from this, because she's always recognized this toxic energy. It doesn't mean she didn't have her own toxic energy going on, but she's definitely recognized this within the Divine Masculine, for a long time. She's finally moving away, manifesting her way out of it, and that could very well be what's catalyzing you towards doing the same, reluctantly so. Second set of surrounding energies for you, Divine Masculine. More mirroring, Seven of Pentacles, but for you, Divine Masculine, this is way more somber. So this is definitely an energy of you recognizing that something has got to give. We can't continue doing this the same way over and over again. And there's very much an energy of, okay, so certain things happen with the Divine Feminine, but look at all the other feminine energies around you. And I think, I really feel like Divine Masculine, especially with this Ace of Swords underneath the Ten of Wands for you, there is a level of seeing the similarities between what happened between you and your Divine Feminine counterpart and what's been happening between you and other feminine, we'll call them karmic energies, for lack of a better term, because that's what people understand. It's how people stand it so far, so I'll use that. But there are similarities, and you're starting to see all the discrepancies. And I feel like you're at a crossroads, Divine Masculine. You're facing either continuing doing things the same way and getting the same result over and over again. Like, I kind of feel like you're considering, well, maybe I should just settle into this. Maybe I should just keep doing this because I've already built this. King of Pentacles. I'm already deeply rooted here, so I might as well stay. Or some of you are looking off into distance and saying, no, actually, I want something different. How do I do that? Okay. Seven of Pentacles is coupled with the Eight of Pentacles. Even more mirroring, guys. So Divine Masculine, you're doing the work. You're seeing the contrast and you're saying, all right, cool, we're going to change this up. And it may not be that, like, nonchalant, I guess is the word. For some of you, this is like this is a massive change. But you see, the divine feminine has that in her challenge. The divine masculine has that in his current surrounding energies. There is an effort to make some sort of change here. And you could actually be pulling on this King of Pentacles energy, saying to yourself, well, if I've built so much so far, if I've come this far, look at what I've done. Look at the amount of effort I've put into something in the past, and look at what it's turned into. Imagine what I can do if I redirect that energy and put it into something that's in much greater alignment with me. This could be a point of view that you're taking on that has more to do than just the situation between you and your divine counterpart. I do really feel like there's a big reshape of your life. I feel like divine masculine, you're really it's almost as if you're using this King of Pentacles energy that you've learned over your process up until now to build whatever it is you've built in order or in terms of what society and structure has taught you, and using that to your advantage now, which could be to the disadvantage of some people around you, and that could be causing trouble. But it's necessary. Your challenge, divine masculine. The Two of Cups. And this is more mirroring. There is so much mirroring happening in this reading right now. But divine masculine, your challenge is your counterpart. Your challenge is the relationship between you and your divine feminine. It's influencing you. No matter how much you may want to deny that, no matter how stubborn you might want to be in looking off into the distance saying, I don't know what you're talking about, this is still affecting you. This is still affecting you. And it's not something you're going to be able to get away from. You might be realizing that. You might be recognizing that at this point. So there might be a little bit of surrender that's happening, but ultimately it is the connection with the divine feminine that is influencing this change within you, that is challenging you in ways that no one has ever challenged you before. And sure, it could have been a challenge to work towards this in the King of Pentacles, but I mean, that was natural. It wasn't that hard. It wasn't, or at least it's not as hard as what this challenge is. Now, the Two of Cups could also be facing the reality or facing the circumstances between you and a romantic partner. I guess we could call them a karmic partner. And it could very well be that you're recognizing that this partner that you have, if you do have a partner in your life, or it could be multiple partners, it could be multiple karmic individuals that you've had relationships with. It doesn't matter, but there is a level of starting to understand just how different the divine feminine, your connection is with the divine feminine versus the connection with karmic partners, relationships that are more three-dimensionally oriented. That's posing a challenge for you, because I'm hearing same old, same old. So that brings us back to the Seven of Pentacles energy of changing the game, working towards having something deeper, more respectful. Ooh, okay. Two of Cups is coupled with. There you go, the Two of Wands. So some of you are, in fact, facing a choice, moving on in a different direction, moving away from some sort of karmic partner, whether this is romantic or whether it's just like family, friends, business colleagues, something like that. You are, in fact, facing your challenge right now, divine masculine. Sorry, guys, I want to adjust my camera a little bit. Your challenge right now is you have a choice. You have to choose where you want to go. I'm hearing you have to choose which is better for you right now. Staying in this karmic relationship or pulling away from it in service of something greater, something better, something more fulfilling, something more balanced, healthy, respectful, authentic. It's a big challenge for you right now, divine masculine. This Two of Cups energy could very well be this devil energy that you are facing, moving away from. This King of Pentacles energy is also giving me an energy of being the master of your own domain. I'm being brought back to what I was picking up on, and it's like the energy of, well, wait, I've come this far. I've done this much. I've been able to build or grow to this point. So why couldn't I do something different? Again, I really feel like, divine masculine, you're in the process of taking this King of Pentacles energy and using it to your advantage now, not to the advantage of others, which was actually what it was designed to do, which is then turning into a backfire on the people that have surrounded you, that have helped build you up to this point. Closing message or potential outcome for you, divine masculine. Oh, well, look, the Queen of Cups. I'm hearing your divine loves you. Your divine loves you. Your divine feminine loves you. She respects you. She sees you as who you are. But again, your closing message or potential outcome with the Queen of Cups here is you. This is a rise of divine feminine energy within you. This is a rise of compassion, emotion. It could very well be divine masculine, that your emotions are welling up to the surface and you can't hide from it any longer. It's not going to let you hide from it. I'm feeling like I'm picking up on it's like the spirit is forcing you to face yourself, forcing you to face your emotions, forcing you to retain some sort of level of emotional stability and foundation. I'm just picking up strongly on the divine feminine counterpart here. And I'm hearing the divine feminine loves you, even though she may not be communicating with you right now, even though she may be part of this, what's the word I'm looking for? She might be in cahoots with the universe in teaching you this lesson, sure. She still loves you. And the reason why she's doing this is because she loves you unconditionally. And she wants you to grow. She wants you to be truly the person that you are. And it doesn't matter whether you end up with her or not. That's not even the point anymore. That's not even the focus anymore. The focus at this point for the divine feminine is the collective understanding, the mission, if you will. But she still loves you. Spirit wants you to know that. You need to know that. You've been questioning. No, she still loves you, bro. But you got to do your work. You got to do what's right for you. This really, and I'll say it again, but I'll preface this with this. It was never meant. It was really never. The main focus was never really the two twins coming together. Yes, that is a byproduct. Yes, that is ultimately something that is desired or desirable. But ultimately, the mission is growth, understanding yourself, and then turning around and allowing yourself to teach others through leading by example. All right. Queen of Cups is coupled with strength. Yo, the divine feminine is coming through here saying, buck up, buttercup. You think this emotional shit is a game? Honey, we've only just begun. Buck up, buttercup. The feminine is definitely in this teaching mode now. So, okay. Divine masculine, check it out. Part of this is the divine feminine saying, oh, you value my emotion so much, huh? That's interesting, because I'm pretty sure you didn't value it before. So let's see how much you value it now that it's gone. That it's not being directed towards you all the time. That you're not feeling my love and my care and my whatever, showering you every minute of every second of every day. Every second of every minute, excuse me. Buck up, buttercup. Better get those emotions in check. Or you'll never be who you were meant to be. And that's not a threat. That is sheer fact. Because you cannot expect to be who you are truly meant to be if you reject parts of yourself. Can't do it. You've got to be whole. That's the mission here. You got to be whole in the face of the opposition. You got to be able to see King of Pentacles. Stand your ground. Who the fuck cares what other people think about you? That's not who you are. That's just their perception. So yeah, take all this King of Pentacles energy that you've cultivated so well and use it to your advantage. Don't let anybody sway you. Be that rock. Be that foundation. Own it. Live it. Love it. Master it. It's on you, boo. Booski. All right, so to even the playing field, let's go to the Golden Universal Tarot, and I just want to get some guidance for the masculine here because, whoa, oh jeez, you see that? It's the Lovers. Oh jeez, what does that mean, divine for the masculine? Look, with Shit, y'all. Fuck. We have the Lovers with the Hanged Man, and the Queen of Wands is at the bottom of the deck. You have a choice to make, Divine Masculine. Change in perspective. You've got to change your perspective here. And you know, this Lovers card is giving me a feeling of having to choose between your Divine Feminine counterpart and someone else. And some of you might look at that or hear that message and be like, damn it, why? How? See, I knew it. It's all the feminine doing this bullshit. But no. There are also some of you that are kind of like resisting this because it's like, why? I don't want to have to choose her or him or whatever. It's like, no. This is coming from a higher perspective. I am seeing the Queen of Wands as your Divine Feminine counterpart. And yet she's off doing her own thing. She's in her own manifesting mode. And I'm hearing she's drawing you in. She's pulling you in. But it's not because she's asking for you specifically. At this point, no. It's because she's getting in alignment with her true self. And that's calling to you. Page of Cups. Three of Wands, Page of Cups underneath that. The Page of Cups really wanted to get my attention. And I'm just feeling apologetic energy that's coming through with that. I feel like Divine Masculine on certain levels, you're apologizing to the Divine Feminine, which makes sense. I mean, I've been hearing it like crazy. There have even been moments where I don't even want to meditate because when I do settle into that meditative energy, all the messages come through. And it's like, I'm really not trying to hear that right now. All right, so let's get some closing oracle guidance to close out this reading for us. And I'm actually going to get that from the Oracle of the Angels. Ooh, 11:11. Look at that, y'all. Well, 11:11 in terms of the time for me right now. It's 11 in the morning, but... Okay, so let's get some closing guidance here. One more. And we're going to look at guidance, closing guidance for the Divine Feminine first, and we'll look at the Divine Masculine. So, for the Divine Feminine, what's closing guidance, please, Spirit? Higher consciousness. Yep. Interesting. Yes. Okay. So we have higher consciousness, strength, and Heaven's Door. But Heaven's Door came out in reverse. The door is closed. And there's good reason for it. Strength. But Divine Feminine, I feel like you're the one closing the door here. Until you get some sort of truth, integrity, or authenticity, there is a requirement to open this door. And you know exactly what it is because you are nestled into this higher consciousness. Now, anyone that's getting triggered by that, mainly, I guess, on the masculine side, trust me, dude, like, she's no better than anybody else. The only reason she's able to settle into this energy is because she's been doing the work to master herself. I mean, this whole situation has been burdening the Divine Feminine, has been resting on the Divine Feminine's shoulders for the longest time, mainly because the masculine shirked his responsibilities here. Again, it's all part of the journey, you guys. So like, don't get caught up in that. But the Divine Feminine, I guess you could say, the Divine Feminine has had more time with this, which isn't exactly true. But she's been more consciously focused on this. But that's because she's coming from the place of a love connection. And that's what she was so focused on. And after being denied that, she's starting to reach the higher understanding here, higher consciousness, which is allowing her to keep boundaries. Heaven's Door is in reverse with strength. And look at that, Ace of Swords right there on strength. Clarity, understanding. So the door will remain closed until the right circumstances are met. The right requirements are met. Okay, for the Divine Masculine then, what's going on? Oracle guidance for the Divine Masculine. Inner peace. I'm hearing the struggle is real. Receptivity. There you go. There's that feminine energy. One last card, please, Spirit, for the Divine Masculine. There it is. Moving towards the light. Letting go is at the bottom of the deck for you, Divine Masculine. That makes a whole lot of sense. Letting go, Six of Swords with the Devil, okay? Releasing the burdens, releasing the toxicity, recognizing with the Lovers and the Hanged Man, as clarifying your closing message. Again, this is another, I didn't realize it at first, but the Hanged Man and the Lovers, clarifying the Queen of Cups and Strength as your closing message or potential outcome, Divine Masculine. This is another representation of the connection between the two of you, between you and your Divine Feminine, really changing your perspective on things. You might very well feel stuck, but you are going to remain stuck, Divine Masculine, until you reach the change in perspective that you need, that will allow you to set yourself free. And thus we have needing to find inner peace, working on inner peace, recognizing what inner peace truly means, what it requires, being in a receptive mode, especially with this Four of Pentacles energy here. The Four of Pentacles representing meditation. Okay, silencing the mind, being receptive, putting yourself in a space of allowing the answers to come to you. Also, working on integrating the Divine Feminine energy, which is rising in all of us. And thus, you're moving towards the light. And the more you cultivate this inner peace, the closer and closer and closer you can get towards the light. The Divine Feminine is pretty well versed in this at this point, in cultivating that inner peace. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this was helpful for you. If you are a Patreon subscriber, look out for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine perspective readings, respectively. If you're not a subscriber, I highly recommend that you do so if you're feeling so inclined. But with that said, I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I look forward to connecting with you again very, very soon. Yeah? Take care. Mwah. Bye.